So welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be changing the caliper colour of my Subaru Impreza WRX Blobeye. At the moment these are an STI pink colour, but I'm not a fan of it personally, so I'm going to be changing it today to a custom paint which is actually called Candy Perfect Purple. So that's what I'm going to be changing it to, and you'll see what it looks like later on in the video. Here it is now of what it looks like. It's got a bit of red behind. Obviously the person who painted it pink didn't get the back of it, which is still red, but we're going to sort that out now so it looks a lot better. So I started off with some P120 sandpaper, and then once I'd sanded it down I worked my way down. So after P120 I went up to a 240, then a 360, then eventually I managed to get to a 600, and then once I was on 600 and I sanded it down really well and wiped it down with a microfiber cloth, I then moved on to primer in it. I used grey primer, and then once we finished priming it I then went on to 800 grit sandpaper just to smooth it off. It's really light, and that way it makes the primer a lot smoother and it looks a lot neater. As you can see I've got like a piece of foam mat which is trying to stop the paint actually hitting onto the bodywork of the car, and this did actually work, but if you're going to do it properly you want to put some like bags around, like some bin liners, so that it can't actually go on the paint of the car. I know a lot of people in the comments right now are probably cursing at me doing it like this, but at the end of the day it's my own car and I can get it off if it goes on the car. It's not a problem. And the bit of foam I'm holding is actually stopping a lot of the paint actually hitting the car, which is good. Once you've gone over the caliper with the primer a couple times, we can let it dry 10 minutes per time. I've done 3 coats of primer. You just dust it on, and now I've moved on to the painting of the candy purple. You do about 3 coats depending on how dark you want it. You want to go quite far away, otherwise if you go really close and put like 4 coats on or 3, it will go really dark. And the aim is to make it be brighter, or for me that's what I'm trying to achieve. It all depends on what you want really. If you want it darker, put more coats on them and go closer, but if you do want to go lighter, I would go lighter. And you've got to remember as well, the lacquer does make it a little bit darker, I found, when using this custom candy purple paint. What I'm doing now is I'm actually sanding down the pins that go into the calipers, because they've got really rusty and like covered in brake dust. Plus I want them to go back silver like they were originally before they were painted over pink, because I think it will stand out really nicely with the purple, and you'll see what I mean when I've fitted it back together. But this is what I'm doing with that. You don't have to do it, you can paint over it purple, but I want mine to stand out a little bit more. Now we're moving on to lacquer in the paint. You only want to spray a bit on. I put on 3 coats of purple, and once you put the lacquer on once, you then put the sticker on. If you put stickers on, I'm putting it on because I think it stands out and makes it look a lot better. And another reason I'm doing it is because most Subaru calipers actually come with it engraved saying Subaru, but mine hasn't, unfortunately, so I have had to buy the stickers. I'll link it down in the description if you want the same stickers if yours hasn't come with any either. Normally they do, but for some reason mine hasn't, so I have bought them and I have stuck them on, and it does actually look really nice. Now I'm spraying on more lacquer to make sure the sticker can't peel off as easy, as the lacquer should set it in hard so it can't fall off. So this is the first caliper done on the front. Now we're going to move on to the back. I'm just going to show you how to do the front and back ones because no need for me to repeat both sides. So this is the original colour in the STI pink, I'm pretty sure they tried to do here, and this is the new Subaru one. I've sanded back the pins because I think it makes it stand out a bit more, and I've put a Subaru sticker on as well, which I'm going to link down below. You get front and back caliper stickers with this when you buy them, and it just looks so much better than having it in the pink or the black, whatever they've tried to do. I think it's lost the colour of the pink in there, so that's why I sanded them back down and left them like a silver colour, because it makes caliper stand out a lot more. They're a little bit darker, but once I change the alloys on these in the next video on this Subaru, it'll all make sense and it'll look a lot nicer. But now we can move on to the back.